You may remember it or you might not, but either way, welcome to Exploring Idaho. I'm Hector Mendoza. After a decades-long hiatus, we're back, and if you're new here, welcome. 32 years ago in 1993, KTVB began airing an original series called Exploring Idaho. From May 1993 to December 1998, host Dee Sarton, along with contributors Jennifer Eisenhart, Dave Mills, and Roland Bears, took viewers across the Gem State to explore everything it had to offer, from the Hiawatha Trail to Hills Canyon to Island Park and Bear Lake. No part of Idaho was left untouched. It was during a time with no social media, no cell phones, no Google Maps, so getting all that footage took a lot of effort, like carrying heavy equipment through the trails and up mountain ranges, but a lot has changed in 32 years, so we're reviving and updating this throwback series. And we're starting in the Magic Valley. First, we're headed to one of the most popular spots in the state, to what's commonly referred to as the Niagara of the West, Shoshone Falls. Then we head about 40 minutes north to the Shoshone Ice Cave, or is it caves? I guess we'll find out. Then we'll head about an hour south of Burley to check out the stunning rock formations at the City of Rocks. Then finally back to Twin Falls, where we zip line through Centennial Waterfront Park just under the Perrine Bridge. And first up, we're headed to Shoshone Falls. Abby Wilt takes us there and introduces us to the crew with the power to get the water going or stop it in its tracks.
To my left is Shoshone Falls, which brings in thousands to southern Idaho every year to see the popular landmark. Just east of Twin Falls along the Snake River roars Shoshone Falls, but just on certain days.
And it draws people from all over the world.
On an impressive day, up to 12,000 cubic feet per second tumble over a 212-foot tall rock face, drawing in tourists from near and far. It's known as the Niagara of the West.
Hundreds of thousands of people come every single year to visit, to see the falls.
On a quiet day, up to 300 cubic feet per second still brings visitors.
Every time I come here is a little different.
The tourist attraction is even taller than the East Coast landmark, by 45 feet to be exact.
So we're really proud of Shoshone Falls. It's really beautiful. One of the defining features and characteristics of our landscape here in southern Idaho.
It's been flowing since the Pleistocene Ice Age about 14,000 years ago, when Lake Bonneville first opened. The flood cut through basalt, and from that, Shoshone Falls formed. It was a naturally flowing waterfall until 1906, when Shoshone Falls Power Plant came online.
It was one of the first power plants in the Magic Valley.
That power plant controls whether the falls are off or on.
There's a lot of coordination that goes behind what everyone sees.
It's up to Ryan Merrick, who walks out of the power plant onto a 20-foot metal overlook of the falls each morning. He measures how high the water is, and that determines how it'll keep flowing downstream.
It either goes through our power plant or goes over the falls.
If there's an excess of water, it goes over Shoshone Falls, creating the beautiful waterfall. If there's not an excess, the basalt cliffs are mostly bare.
Depending on what time of the year it is, we may take the generation water through the power plant, or if there's after April 1st, we'll be spilling it over the falls.
It takes a team effort, coordinating up and down with other water managers each day to determine if the falls will be turned on or off.
April 1st through Labor Day, we flow 300 CFS, or cubic feet a second, of water over the falls for scenic viewing.
That's when snow is melting and there's excess water in the river.
With a little bit of water that spills over the falls and presents a great scenic opportunity for folks.
One of those folks, Eli Velasquez Wallace, comes to see Shoshone Falls every year from Wichita, Kansas.
You don't have stuff like this in Kansas or most of the Great Plains.
Some years he said he kayaks right up to the falls, feeling the mist on his skin from the river.
It's just beautiful out here, and it's nice to get away from the city for a little while.
That's why he makes the journey to Idaho.
Call Shoshone Falls the Niagara of the West. Do you think that Shoshone Falls lives up to that name?
I think it does.
To see what he can't see anywhere else. Whether it's flooded and roaring, or gentle and quiet, the Niagara of the West is one of the Gem State's most popular tourist attractions. Reporting in Shoshone Falls, Abby Wilt, Idaho's News Channel 7.
And after the break, we're headed to Shoshone, where no matter the time of year, it's always cold. And it turns out this marvel, which is hidden in plain sight, was actually discovered by a curious 10-year-old. But first, let's take you back in time to May 1997.
The raw power of Shoshone Falls on the Snake River is a sight and sound to behold this spring. Its massive waters impress even locals who have visited the attraction for years.
I don't believe I've ever seen this much water.
Tremendous amount of water. Awesome, that's all I can think of. Grandchildren say awesome for everything, and this is what they should see.
Now let's head east about 2 hours, where I was able to uncover or rediscover another of one of Idaho's hidden natural wonders. You've seen the roaring beauty that is Shoshone Falls, but now it's time to hit the road, where photojournalist Jason Foster and I take you just over 40 miles north of Shoshone Falls to another Idaho marvel, hiding over 20,000 tons of ice just out of plain sight in Idaho's high desert land. And you'll know you're close when you notice that big green creature of prehistoric proportions. Shane?
Yeah, that's me.
That's where we caught up with Shane Wallace. He runs things around here at the Shoshone Ice Caves with a little help from his friends.
What's his name again? Alley-oop and Denny.
Alley-oop and Denny, okay. Denny the dinosaur and Alley-oop the caveman.
Look up Alley-oop and Denny. Pretty cool comic book series.
A comic book from the 1940s with featured Adventures of a Time-Traveling Caveman.
So normally the caveman has hair? Yep.
We are also traveling in time.
And so this is the big signal that tells everybody, well, the ice caves are right there. Yep.
And our adventure starts here.
So entrance to the cave? That's here. All right.
The Shoshone Ice Cave is actually a prehistoric lava tunnel carved not by water, but fire and frozen in time.
The ice cave was formed from this volcano that's off in the distance, a couple miles away there. It erupted about 10,000 years ago.
When a dome volcano erupts, lava flows slowly underground. When the eruption ends, the lava drains, leaving a hollow tunnel in its place. It's what Alley-oop would call a lava tube.
This is all natural lava flow here that we're walking on. It's about 80 stairs to come down and 80 stairs going back.
And it was the 1880s when a 10-year-old boy named Alpha Kinsey originally found the cave while searching for his family's lost livestock and found...
Real small opening at that time. Realized how chilly cold it was, went around and told his friends and family, and before long people would come down here and discovered the ice cave and would harvest this ice and utilize it at home.
Before refrigerators cooled drinks, this cave did.
Welcome to the ice cave.
Ice blocks were carved by hand, hoisted with rope, and hauled to the booming rail town of Shoshone.
So all of this right now that's coming in, that's creating these icicles, is all snow melt.
It's a frozen fortress, and the temperature, a crisp 25 degrees. I'm standing above 10 feet worth of ice, below 80 feet worth of rock and other types of minerals, and they call this the Gothic Arch. Now they call it that because the lava flow that came through formed this sort of tunnel, and that's what allowed this formation to come through, which is unique as other caves get formed due to water erosion. Now, let me geek out for a second. You may be wondering how it's so warm out there, but below freezing down in these caves. The answer has to do with air pressure. With one low entrance, cold air sinks and gets trapped in the cave, moisture seeps in and freezes, and the thick lava rock seals in the chill like a deep freezer.
Without that closed off, you'd be seeing 100-degree temperature air just flowing right through here, ripping in and making this no longer an ice cave.
It all comes together to form a super stable microclimate, keeping air below freezing even in the summer, which allows the ice to accumulate. Before we head back to the surface, one last cool cave curiosity to shed some light on. Something unique about caves that you can experience total darkness. Hit the lights. Hey! And now that we've climbed out of the cold and made it back to the heat, that just signals the end of the tour. And I just wanted to thank Shane. Thank you so much for letting us come in, teaching us some things, and we got a chance to learn a lot.
Absolutely, thank you.
We're exploring Idaho.
Look for the big green dinosaur.
Hector Mendoza, Idaho's News Channel 7. Don't Don't go anywhere. We have something cool headed your way. We take you on a trip to a place sometimes called the Silent City. First discovered by immigrants headed west, but now a popular destination for climbers. But first, let's rewind the clock to a July 1995 episode where we explored the Shoshone Ice Caves.
This particular cave is pretty nice in that it has a lot of big open wide passage area that's easy to walk through as far as not having to squeeze down or bang your head, as you can see here.
Even so, leave your claustrophobia behind because these cold walls will continue to narrow.
This is some soda straw as it forms.
This mineral formation is one of the unique treats down here.
When droplets of water come down, they harden and they form soda straws.
The City of Rocks looks like something from another world with ancient granite, dramatic cliffs, and breathtaking views. But as Abby Wilt shows us, it's not just a pretty picture. Locals are turning this natural wonder into a world-class climbing destination.
Located in southern Idaho sits the City of Rocks. It's a national reserve that attracts over 200,000 people per year. Looming near the small town of Almo in southern Idaho towers the City of Rocks.
Having this kind of a resource in Idaho is amazing.
Displaying rocks standing over 60 stories tall and holding 2.5 billion-year-old granite.
The reserve's around 15,000 acres and it's kind of growing.
Named in 1849 when immigrant James Wilkins was traveling to California. The sight of granite towers reaching to the sky inspired him to name the area the City of Rocks.
It's amazing and to have it in our backyard like we do.
Immigrants traveling through the area on the California Trail stopped at the natural wonder throughout the 1800s, marking their signatures on the rocks, leaving messages for future travelers which can be seen to this day. The rugged landscape is now a national reserve.
The park was formed in the mid-90s as the reserve, and in 2003 when Castle Rock State Park was formed, they handed off management of it to the State Park Service.
Okay. The nearby town of Almo, with just 152 residents, attracts visitors from all over the world just to see the City of Rocks.
It's a whole new world, the rocks.
Ross Lloyd grew up in Almo, and as a kid, he viewed the City of Rocks as just another playground.
I grew up playing in the City of Rocks. My family had family reunions in the City of Rocks.
The Rocks have always had something for the whole Lloyd family to enjoy.
You know, Grandma and Grandpa can go on a hike on a nice trail, you know, and the kids can be scrambling around climbing Bath Rock, you know, and just having a great time.
His family played a role in turning the City of Rocks from a beautiful tourist attraction to a rock climbing destination.
And I had a great uncle who was very self-motivated, I guess, and he put the rebar handholds in Bath Rock so that all of the kids could climb Bath Rock more safely. So he did that, and that was probably the first bolted route in the City of Rocks.
Now, thousands visit the park annually to climb over 700 established routes. Lloyd is now hoping to help create even more family-friendly climbing routes.
Having areas like that is definitely needed.
He's become a route developer for the reserve, giving advanced and beginner climbers the opportunity to explore the famous rocks.
Looking for new family-friendly climbs, places where people can come from, you know, the gym in Boise and come to the City of Rocks, and all you need, you know, is a rope, your shoes, you know, a harness and some quick draws, and you can go climb.
While doing that, he also saw another need. That was a place for campers to stay.
I would go out, you know, exploring, hiking, and I noticed all these people just camping on BLM. Not designated sites, no fire rings, no bathrooms.
During COVID, Lloyd started City of Rocks RV, a campsite for tourists.
Everyone was going camping, and so it was a great time to start.
With increasing popularity, 3 years later, another local, Steve Ward, started Camp and Climb, providing more room for visitors to stay.
A lot of people coming to visit City of Rocks. It's gotten real popular the last 10 years. There was climbers here last week that stayed here from Australia, and there's some that come from Germany. I've met people from all over the world. I've met some really cool people here.
While the locals have seen Almo change from a small, quaint town to a tourist destination,
there wasn't very many people coming up in here. Now, yeah, now there's thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of people.
They've come together to provide an immersive experience at the City of Rocks.
They come from all over the world, really, to come here and climb.
So visitors can experience the natural beauty that the Gem State provides.
It's amazing to have it in our backyard like we do. To be able to come out and get away from people and get away from town is a fantastic resource.
The reserve is open all year long, but the best times to visit are between Memorial Day and Labor Day. Reporting at the City of Rocks, Abby Wilt, Idaho's News Channel 7.
And stay with us for a unique way to look at the Magic Valley. But here's a look back at one of the very first episodes of Exploring Idaho, July 1993.
Jeff Rhodes and his wife Kelly are veteran climbers. They've been at it nearly 20 years. And in that time, they've managed to introduce others to the sport. Folks like Sue McButch and her son Riley.
Hey, Mom, up and left.
Okay.
Up and left. There's a big jug.
Okay.
Sue began climbing 3 years ago. And since it's a sport that requires a partner, she decided to see if Riley wanted to give it a shot. He's hooked.
On this voyage, you can forget the hiking boots. This Idaho adventure requires a harness and a little courage. We're headed to Twin Falls, where I take you through the air above the Snake River Canyon. Just below Twin Falls' iconic Perrine Bridge is Centennial Waterfront Park, your launch pad for canyon adventures. Whether it's paddling the Snake, hiking through waterfalls, or if you're looking for a high-flying way to get your adrenaline fix here in the Snake River Canyon. But before we can zip through this incredible view, we need to suit up.
Grab those two outer straps right here. Wiggle your way into it.
And now we're ready to hit the sky.
Perfect.
This zipline tour takes you across more than 3,200 feet divided into 4 separate lines. The first line is about 400 feet. The second one, twice the size and double the thrill. The third and shortest line is 300 feet. And the fourth and final line stretches a whopping 1,750 feet, giving you a soaring ride across the canyon. All right, now to be honest, I may not look it, but well, here we go. I was a little nervous here.
Get on there.
All right.
The first line was kind of like a tester line. It's kind of a little bit of height, so people kind of have fun with that their first go around. Second one is twice as long as the first line, so they get to spend more time in the air. Third one is actually our fastest line.
Clocking in speeds at 25-30 miles an hour.
So get to experience the thrill in a natural AC, we like to say.
And I'll admit, I wish I looked a little cooler on the landing. But I finally got my cinematic landing moment.
Oh yeah. You down there?
Alrighty, sounds good.
Fourth line is the longest line, which is really what people come down here for.
This zip line stretches nearly 1,800 feet.
And with views like these, it's easy to see why thrill seekers are hooked.
And that's the tour. Sure, there's plenty to do here, but this is a whole new perspective. It's scenic, it's heart-pounding, and it might be the coolest way to see the gorgeous gem of southern Idaho. And this, another adventure checked off the list. For Exploring Idaho, Hector Mendoza, Idaho's News Channel 7. Now, if you want to try this out for yourself, 8 Wild Adventure Sports runs the tours out of their kiosk at Centennial Waterfront Park. But make sure to make those reservations ahead, and we have all that information that you need on our website at ktvb.com. We'll be right back. It is so exciting to be back and revamping this Exploring Idaho series. But if you're nostalgic just like myself and want to binge watch all the original episodes, don't worry. We've made it really easy. You can watch all of the original Exploring Idaho episodes right here on demand on KTVB+. Just download to your TV and watch for free. They're also available to watch for free on our YouTube channel. So thank you guys so much for staying with us and joining us. Remember, you can watch all of the new Exploring Idaho episodes every Thursday night at 10 o'clock.
Continue with us and watch free now on the KTVB Plus app everywhere you stream.